we are. Airplane mode. So this is a game actually. But I think let's take this nice long flight. Let's take a nice long flight from JFK to KEF.
Hello, passengers.
This is AMC. It's made by AMC and IFC. I don't know. That's not really something that I usually consider to be. Hey, I went there. I went to NYU. I went there to that school. Could that be how I know about this game? I don't know. Maybe. Hey, we're here, everybody. We're on the plane. We boarded. Everything's okay. We've got a nice... There's a lady sitting here. Hello, Yoth. It's a nice customer service lady over here. Making sure everybody's...
Fasten your seatbelt, please.
Okay. She is kind of a little bit scary. There we go. Oh, you see Vicky. Oh, she's got some good drinks. She'll be back. She'll be back. Now, for those of you who feel anxious on planes, what makes you feel anxious? What makes you feel anxious about being on a plane? Yeah, that's Vicky. We're gonna call her Vicky. Crashing. The noise. Uh-oh. There might be a baby here. Just having a relaxing time here on the plane. Oh damn, there's a baby really right next to us actually.
Hello, passengers.
Oh. Hello.
At this time, the forward entry door is closed. All large electronic devices should now be shut off and stowed, and all small portable electronic devices must be set to airplane mode. Make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright and locked position, and that your seatbelt is correctly fastened.
Oh, we're moving.
Should you have any difficulty with this, please ring your call button, and a flight attendant will guide you through the process.
Well, Juan
If
Carlos,
you have not yet done so,
this is a very
please stow
safe
your
way
carry-on luggage underneath
to
the seat in
experience.
front of you or in an overhead bin, taking care not to force any item into a space that is too small for it.
Okay.
And please take your seat and fasten your seatbelt. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, carefully read the safety information card located in your seat back pocket. If you do not wish, are unable, or unwilling to perform the functions described in the event of an emergency, a flight attendant will reseat you.
They said to put our phone in airplane mode.
We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Smoking is prohibited on the entire aircraft, including the lavatories. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the lavatory smoke detectors is prohibited by law. Please note that e-cigarettes are not a loophole to this regulation.
No e-cigs, everybody.
Should you have any other questions about today's flight, please feel free to ask a flight attendant.
We can't open this until the PA stops talking. Okay. Alright. We're here in New York. We're here in New York. And we're gonna go to... a little baby in the back. A little baby in the back.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the seatback monitors ahead of you for a video demonstrating the safety features of this aircraft. We recognize some of you may be frequent travelers, but this information is important and we ask for your undivided attention at this time.
I don't pay attention to this sometimes. Oh. It kind of broke there a little bit. Just like it would in the real, on the real systems. Okay. Oh.
Hello and welcome aboard.
Hello.
We'd like to thank you for flying Pan Atlantica.
We know you have many other choices, from regional carriers to national and international airlines. But you chose us, and that means a lot. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Now, before we take off, please pay attention to the following safety video.
accomplish this, simply follow
Juan
these
Carlos is
simple
feeling nervous,
steps.
maybe.
First, grasp
It's okay.
the flat metal
It's
end
gonna
of
be
your
okay,
seatbelt
everybody.
in your right hand. You can easily
You don't have
identify
to
this
worry.
part of the seatbelt by the square hole on one
Nothing
end.
bad will happen. You're
Next,
completely
with
safe,
your left hand,
everyone.
pick up the buckle,
You're
and then
completely
slowly
safe
and
on this
steadily
flight.
move the metal end towards the
There's
buckle,
nothing to be
keeping
afraid
both
of.
ends
We're just
perfectly
sitting down
aligned.
here in a chair.
Carefully
We're just
insert
sitting
the
down
metal
here
end
in a
into
chair
the buckle
next
until
to
you hear
Vicky.
it click.
Smiling
To
Vicky.
tighten the strap,
We're all
find
gonna
the
be
end of the
here,
strap
and
and
we're all
pull.
gonna get through it, okay?
Careful not to pull too tight, or you'll have to loosen it once more.
To release
If
your
you're feeling
seatbelt
really
in the event
scared,
you need to leave your seat, find
remember,
the top of the buckle.
You're
Once
just
you've
watching
found
a
the top of
video
the buckle,
right now,
lift it up and it will release.
so you don't have to be scared. The baby's not scared. You can be
Now it's
as
time
strong
to get
as that
underway to
baby.
your exciting
You
destination.
can be as strong
Whether it's
as
sipping
that
wine
baby.
in Paris or whale watching in Nova Scotia.
Please make sure your seat is all the way up, all electronic devices
all
are shut off and put
going
away,
to be okay.
and your tray table is stowed.
Carry-on luggage should be placed all the way under the seat
Everything
in front
about
of
this
you
plane
or in the
is
overhead.
completely safe. So many
Please
planes,
switch your handheld
so many
devices to
planes
airplane
make it
mode
to their
now.
destination every
Please be
day.
aware that failure to do so
Every
could
single
lead
day.
to a potentially catastrophic
It's
navigation
completely
disaster.
normal. Yes. And we won't eat the fish.
U.S. law
We'll not
strictly
eat the
prohibits
fish.
smoking on
That's
the
true.
airplane at any time. Tampering
We're not
with,
going to
disabling,
smoke.
or destroying smoke detectors
We're
in
going
the
to just turn
lavatory
on the little
may
air
result in a
thingies.
fine.
Maybe turn on the light. I'll turn on Vicky's
It's
light.
now time to take out and review the safety card, located in the seat back pocket.
She seems pissed. I won't do that.
Note the fine craftsmanship, colorful, clear illustrations, and
Let's
sturdy
check out the
lamination.
safety. Check
Our
out the safety
cards are built to
instructions.
last. Use the safety card to find
Now,
the plane's exits,
it's good
marked
that
by
they
the
have
large
all
arrows
these.
and the word exit.
It's good that they
There
have
are
all of
exits in
these.
the front and rear of the plane.
But you
In
never
the event
need
of an
them.
evacuation from the cabin,
I've flown
follow
very
the
many
emergency
times,
lights
and none
to
of these
exit.
things have ever happened.
We ask that you leave all carry-on items behind.
If you feel you must grab
I think
something,
there's a
bring
sky
along
mall.
as you evacuate.
I think there is
We
a sky
suggest you
mall,
take a
actually.
copy of Pan Atlantica's award-winning in-flight
I don't know how
magazine,
to I don't know how to stop looking. Okay, there we go.
It's filled with gorgeous pictures of hotels,
We have a nice
sponsored
in-flight
reviews for
magazine
high-end
here.
restaurants, as well as maps of every major airport.
Vicky,
and
yeah,
fun
Vicky
games
is
like
built for
Sudoku.
business right now. She's all business. She's got the high heels.
Should
She's
the
got the
airplane
pants.
cabin lose pressure, do not
Blouse.
panic.
She is like
Oxygen
ready for a
masks
day
will
at the
drop
office.
automatically. When they
I don't
do,
know about you.
again, do not panic.
I don't know about you.
The yellow
I
cuff
dress
fits over your nose
comfy.
and mouth, and the elastic band fits around the back of your head.
Okay.
Normal breathing will start the flow of oxygen.
Normal breathing.
Remember, put your own mask on first before helping others. We promise it's the right thing to do.
It's the right thing to do. Everything will be okay.
Life vests can be found
going to
next
Beirut.
over, or
Are we going to
underneath your
Beirut?
seat.
Are we going to
Or,
Mars?
in some
I don't
cases,
know.
behind your seat. It depends on the model of the plane you are flying in. Once you are safely outside the airplane, pull on the tab
It
to
could be
inflate
like,
your vest.
imagine if
or
they had these on
inflate
the
manually
Titanic.
using the red
Everybody
tube.
would have been okay.
There is no need to do both.
Leo could have lived. Leonardo DiCaprio could
Please
have
note
lived.
that your seat cushion can also be used as a
yeah,
flotation device. How clever.
There's a barf bag. You can throw up into it
Your
if we need
cabin
to.
crew will
We're
now
gonna
be
put
coming
that over
around
here
to
for
do a
now.
final cabin check. Everyone here at Pan Atlantica
There we
is
go.
proud to be part of making your
Now
flight
Vicky
stay
can have
a
quick
wonderful
access to it if she needs.
If there's anything at all our cabin crew
We
can
have
do
our-
to make your flight more
our tray
enjoyable,
table.
please don't hesitate to ask using the call button.
We're not
We
supposed to
hope
have
you
this
have an
down though.
enjoyable,
The plane will
Entertaining,
crash if you have that
relaxing,
or
down.
productive.
But now,
We here at Pan Atlantica
it's safe.
salute you.
We're safe now
Because
because we
flying
put
people
that up.
places is what we do.
We put that up, so now you're safe. It's okay. It's okay. Let's check our flight progress.
G'day, ladies and gentlemen. This
They have
is
to talk
your
more.
captain
You
speaking.
have to talk to us a little bit.
On behalf of myself and the flight crew, it's our distinct
is
pleasure to
Australian
welcome
time.
you aboard Flight 206 with non-stop service to Reykjavik.
Oh, yes, I think the door was big
Now,
enough for
flight
both
time
of them.
today is estimated at 5 hours 30 minutes. We'll be flying at a cruising altitude of around 35,000 feet,
a long
ground
flight.
speed of around 600 miles per hour.
PA. That's the
I'll be back in touch if we've got any other updates for you en route.
announcement system.
For now, sit back, relax, and
I
enjoy
think
the
it's
flight.
personal announcement or public announcement. Public announcement. That's right. Welcome in on board.
Folks, we're third in line for departure right now.
Welcome.
Should have you off the ground in a couple of minutes.
Welcome in. Welcome in. See, we're still taxiing here. Do you like to get snacks when you're on a plane? Do you like to get snacks? Oh, look, we could play a little TV and movies here, too. We could play a little blackjack or solitaire. Trivia game, not yet. Oh, we can't get any food. It's a 5-hour flight and no food. That sounds about right. Can we type something to the people? Is that? Oh, yeah. Look at that. I said 21A. Hi. Why? Question mark. No, we'll see. We'll see later who likes to party. If in fact anyone on this plane likes to party, who knows? There is a little baby. I think the baby's it sounds like the row behind Vicky. The row behind Vicky. Oh, what's she watching over there? I'm sorry. She's looking over at me. Looking over at me. So it looks like we're going to be going all the way over here, maybe, to Iceland or Greenland, around there. Brookhaven, Connecticut. So if you want to know where I grew up around here, right where the dot is. I think Vicky used to be a party girl. But I don't think she is anymore. I think Vicky has the power of Persona 4, where she can go inside of that TV screen, and I believe she just alluded to that just now by going inside. Sticking her finger in there. Is this VR? No, I don't know if you can do VR. I know that I'm not doing VR. I don't have the capabilities myself. We could call for a drink. Oh, okay, sorry. We can't call for a drink. I apologize. Maybe later. Is Vicky sweating? I mean, she's kind of doing that. I do that sometimes when I'm sweaty. I think you can see a little bit in the pits area. I mean, we've all been there. It's a hot flight. It can be a hot flight. I've definitely had some hot flights here, living here in California. It can get quite hot on the plane. It can get quite hot there. I think just like a real flight. Just like a real flight. We've not left the ground yet. If we want to gamble, it looks like we can gamble. It looks like we can watch A Trip to the Moon by George Méliès. That's a very good classic film. I think it's one of the earliest films that there are. A Flight to Nowhere. I think that's just a black and white movie. It's probably what our fellow back there is watching. It seems to be broken for him though. Atlantic Flight. is an independent game that's just kind of a simulation of flying. It's just a nice little flight simulation, but not like a Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's just inside the plane. Just inside the plane. You could watch the city go by. We could close the window if you wanted to get some sleep. But I like to just watch. I'm Vane recommends drinking some water. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. It can be very dry when you're in these planings. So I think we'll take a little drink of water. Take a little drink of water. This is JG asked this again. This is airplane mode. As you can see, we have our phone here in airplane mode. Oh, let's turn our VPN on. Gotta turn. Oh, I can't turn the VPN on. Okay, that's alright. It's okay. Shh, it's okay. It's alright. Look at this. Everything is gonna be okay. You are safe. You are safe. It's alright. Everything is okay. We're reaching a nice stable altitude. We're just going up here in the sky. Getting ready for a nice long flight. Look at all the other people on this flight. Everybody is relaxed. Everybody's relaxed. Everybody's just chilling out. The worst thing you could say is that people are annoyed that they have to be here on the plane, and maybe they just want to get to their destination. And that's okay. That's okay. Oh, JG, it's called airplane mode. That's the name of it, is airplane mode. Oh, JG would also like me to say the trigger word, plane. Plane, 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 plane. Is there a way to make the plane crash? Asks Girl. Girl, we're not gonna do that. I don't think there is, but let's just have a nice plane flight. A nice plane flight. Oh, Skywalker would like some inaudible whispers. That could be quite nice while we're relaxing here. Let's do some inaudible whispers as we play this solitaire game. Feel free to shout out any strategies you have. I think it might only be on the personal computer. Do I have to start over from the beginning? Shh. this is wind resistance. That's all it is. If you feel like the plane is shaking, it's okay, baby. It's okay. Everything is alright. It's okay. Shh. It's okay, baby. It's okay, baby. Everything is okay. I've been very good, Lobster Lagoon. It's been doing very well. Having a nice time here. No, that's not my baby. It's not my baby. Look, that baby ain't here. It's not Vicky's baby. It's not Vicky's baby. Not anybody's baby. We're good. I don't think you can get up and go to the bathroom. There don't seem to be controls for that. We could look at a little bit of the magazine here, the in-flight magazine that we have. The working tools. Explore limited global coverage. Magellan Explorer. A message from the CEO. Travel fast and markets and incredibly diversified. Gotta get me some of that. Definitely gotta get some of that. Alright. We're looking. We want a nice beverage. We can't call for Oh, I guess we can't. Did it save our game? Oh no. Wait. It did not. It did. It did. We're okay. Everything is okay. It saved the game. We're fine. We're okay. You're okay. You're safe. The game was saved. The game was saved. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. That's right. It is nighttime. I think it's nighttime because it's nighttime in New York right now. In fact, it is nighttime on the East Coast of the United States. The baby's laughing. The baby's laughing now. Having a grand Oh, I thought she was gonna get some gum. She's ignoring me. Vicky, do you have any gum? Vicky, do you have any gum? Vicky, do you have any gum, Vicky? Let's see, do we have any VPN? Gotta be safe. Gotta go. Oh, we don't have any Surface. Maybe if we turn the VPN off. Maybe if we turn the wireless on. I want to. Oh, that's such a happy baby. Do you hear that, baby? What a happy baby that is. Just a happy baby having a good time. Thinking about their. Oh, it's the opposite way, right? Yeah, we put it up there like this. Oh, right. How does solitaire work? I forget how solitaire works. It's been a little while since I played solitaire because, you know, I have access to the internet in my life. Oh, hello, ISOE fam. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. How is everything? Oh, yeah, that's how you play. That's how you play. I remember now. Can I check what time it is on my phone? Let's see. Oh, here we go. It's 44 o'clock right now. We can take a little picture. Vicky, can I take your picture? Vicky, can I take your picture? Vicky, you can take my picture. Vicky, can I take your picture? Vicky, can I take your picture? Vicky, can I take it? I'm gonna make sure we get the lower thirds. That it has all the bars, so it's like you want to have the center be like a little bit off, like you want to have something happening in like kind of like 3 out of the 4 corners, right? In order to be a good shot composition. There, that's a good one. We can check out that picture that we took. These are my cats. That one's James. That one's Susan. This one, I don't like to talk about that one. Oh, look at this one. Do you remember when we took this picture? Do you remember when we took this picture? It was a good time. Let's see. I'm gonna think about what kind of. Oh, I like this one. Sophia, Odessa, Reno, Luanda. I'm feeling like this one. It's like a really artsy sort of picture. I think that's good. Go with that one. Yeah, I'm gonna save it like that. And we're gonna write. Oh, I can't really see that. I'm gonna write. Wow, that's strange. You can see it better out there. V-I-C-K-Y. Vicky. Right there, that's Vicky. So we always remember who that is. That's Vicky. Okay, save photo, yes. Save as wallpaper. Yeah, I think that's a good
G'day everybody, this is your captain speaking.
Oh, hello, Captain.
We've hit our cruising altitude of 32,000 feet.
Oh,
So welcome to the flight. Hopefully we'll continue to have smooth weather all the way to the destination.
I hope so too.
I'll be back in touch if we've got any other updates for you en route.
Okay, I think that's okay. I'm okay with that. We could take our seatbelt off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign, indicating we've reached our cruising altitude. You are now free to move about the cabin, but we ask that while in your seat, you keep your seatbelt fastened. At this time, the use of all approved portable electronic devices is permitted.
Okay, I'm gonna charge my phone. Can charge the phone. I'm gonna put it in there. Okay. Oh, I've got a little. Is this a pen? Oh, it's a little pen. Hey, Vicky, do you like my pen? It's a ballpoint. It's a big. It's a good one. I got desk smacks. Definitely gotta take one of these. I can't fly without my desk Mac. I can't fly without it. Like around the paper. Draw. What would you like us to write? Would anyone like a nice word trace? A nice word trace. We can draw a nice word trace. Oh, noise cancelling headphones. Noise cancelling. If people would prefer that. I mean, I like the little the hum of the plane. I think it's nice, but we don't have to have it. This is the bridge. That bridge that's in the New York Bridge. This one's Washington D.C. That's where that's from. This is a cat. And I took a cat picture of a cat. And this is a different cat. He's lying on some pants. Okay, pants cat. It's a pants cat. This cat, he's staring into your soul. This cat is staring into your soul. And this cat, oh, this is a cute little cat. Look at that face. Look at the face on that cat. That is the most adorable face on a cat. That is the most adorable face. Look at this potato. This giant marshmallow. This giant marshmallow that has a weird fur on it. It's strange. I love it. Look at that. What's he thinking? What's he thinking right there? Thinking about a bug that he saw. Oh, look at that. Two cats. Two cats. Can you imagine that? Vicky, I have a picture of two cats. Vicky, I have a picture of two cats. Do you want to see a picture of two cats? Vicky, do you want to see a picture of two cats? Vicky, yeah, you're interested in the picture of the two cats. But not that interested, I guess. Okay, I'll look at it on my own. It's pretty good, Vicky. I can send it to you. Vicky, turn on your... Do you have AirDrop? Vicky, do you have AirDrop enabled? Look at this cat. Look at this cat standing up like a human. This cat is standing up like a person. It's like a little penguin. Like a bowling ball shaped penguin. It's so beautiful. It's the most talented cat I've ever seen. I love this cat. I love this cat. I love that cat. Look at this little cat. This one is just relaxing on a couch. Oh, he's so sleepy. Just lazing around all day. Imagine being a cat like that. Imagine living the life that this cat has. Oh, and this is a cutie. This is a cutie right here. I feel like this cat has a name like Richard Stevenson. Richard Stevenson. Ha 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 ha. Vicky, do you like a movie? No, Vicky's having a moment right now. Vicky is having some life problems that she needs to think about. But Vicky, while you're having those problems, think she wants to answer me. It's okay. It's okay. We have nice pictures to look at. Look at this cat. Look at this cat. He's so skinny. It's a little kitty cat. It's a little kitty cat. They're like standing by. They're standing by a window. They're looking at us because they are confused at the world. They're confused at how the world works, and they are looking to us for guidance. They're looking to us for guidance. And honestly, kitty cat, I don't know either. I have no guidance for you. We're both going through it. We're all going through this, kitty cat. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not gonna tell Vicky she's rude. We have to sit next to Vicky for like 4 more hours. Look at this tired cat. This is how I feel in the morning. When I wake up, this is how I feel. That's me right there. I wake up like half of my head is submerged in a pillow. And I wake up and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Do I have to get up right now? What is happening? Okay. Can you see the picture? Can you find the cat? If you can find the cat, you win a special prize. If you can find the cat in this picture, where do you think the cat is? Is it over here? Is it over here? Yeah, the baby does sound very close. Extremely loud and incredibly close. That's about a baby being close by. Oh, look at this cat. Look at this cat. They have their paw right on somebody. They're saying, hold up a minute, bro. Bro, hold up a minute. Oh, JG is nice. Found the cat. JG is nice, found the cat. Guess what? You win a prize. This is the prize. It's this picture right here. You get to look at this picture. Everybody else has to close their eyes. If you weren't able to find the cat, you have to close your eyes. Everyone else can look. But if you found the cat, you can look at this picture. That's the prize. I don't know what these other things are. What are these? Native? What is that? Hello, passengers. At this time, the phone entered. I see. It records. It's recording things. Oh, okay. Pioneers. Okay. Pioneer points. Pioneer points. So we're arriving in Reykjavik, actually. Did you know that? We're going to Reykjavik. 5 hours and 45 minutes to get to Reykjavik. Interesting. What are we doing that we're going to Reykjavik? I don't know. We don't have any points. I wish we had points. Imagine what we could do if we had points. Podcasts. The ASMR life. Oh, well, we have to listen to that. We have to listen to this. Hello. Welcome to this ASMR life. My name is Ira Mass, and welcome. Hold on. I think we have to put this on. Maybe if we put that on, can we? I don't think I can hear it. Maybe we have to plug it in, or maybe we have to do Bluetooth enabled. Enable the Bluetooth. Bluetooth headphones. Did you hear that? Oh, look at that. Would you like to listen to this ASMR podcast?
Hi.
Wow.
Welcome to this ASMR life.
Is this cheating?
My name is Ellie.
Hello,
Thank you so much for joining me.
You're welcome. It's double ASMR, everybody.
Today, I was hoping you would help me prepare for a
help.
picnic that I'm going to later.
Okay, let's prepare for a picnic,
I
everybody.
need to make some potato salad,
Make some potato salad.
but I also need to sample some other food that I want to bring.
Okay, I think we can help with that. I feel equipped to help with that. This is also like a reaction video as well. It's like an ASMR reaction video.
And also
Like
a
if I were to
special
just load
dessert
up like a GB video and
that I'll save as a
and
surprise
like give
for
my
you.
like ASMR reaction to it in ASMR. Imagine if that was a thing.
So thank you again for joining me today.
You're welcome.
Hoping you can help me with some of this.
Okay. Let's
The
help with
first
some
thing
of this.
is to make the potato salad.
Potato salad. Potato salad.
The first thing I'm going to do is prepare the potatoes.
Prepare the potatoes.
So I'm going
Prepare
to
the
cut
potatoes.
them up,
Cut them up.
and then I'm going to put them in a pot of water to boil.
Okay, put them in a pot of water to boil. So far this checks out with my knowledge of how to prepare potato salad. Do any of you listen to podcast ASMR? I do not. I usually stick to videos, personally. I don't have any problem with it. That is not usually what I do. I'll say honestly, it often does not occur to me. On Spotify, yeah, I've noticed that some ASMRtists have their content, some of their content on Spotify. Yeah, I like the visuals as well. I do like the visuals. Like with this, I'm like, what you doing? What you doing? Oh my, it's like a little like water sound. That's nice. But that could also be like poop as well. I don't know if I like that one. Because it like reminds me a little bit of poop. Exactly right, it is gross, I agree. That's why I don't like it. What if you listened to two ASMR videos at once? Have any of you ever listened to two ASMR videos at once? If my ASMR came up, I would probably ask for some sort of remuneration, even if it was like $10 or something like that, or perhaps just a credit in this product. Oh, that's a spicy meatball for Skywalker. She making it potato salad. She put the potatoes and she boiled it. She got them. What if I helped Vicky? What if I helped out Vicky? Here, I'm going to cut up some of your onions for you. I'm going to cut up some of your onions for you. Cutting them up. you don't need to do that, Vicky. I'm helping you. I'm already cutting them, Vicky. No, Vicky, I said I would do it, Vicky. I said I would do it, Vicky. It's okay. It's okay. I can do it. I can do it. You just take it easy, Vicky. You do so much. Vicky, you do so much to make the potato salad. Let me do a little bit. It's okay. It's okay. You work so hard. It's okay. Let me do a little bit of the preparation for the potato salad. Skywalker wants me to hit on Vicky. I'm not going to do that, Skywalker. I don't feel comfortable hitting on her because it's like she's in a closed space. She can't leave. What if it gets awkward, for her or for me? It's like I feel like if you want to be able to have an exit strategy for both people.
The next step is to
Chop up
some raw celery.
Raw celery.
I think I'll use
Raw celery. 3 stalks of firm celery. 3 stalks of firm celery to chop. Raw celery. Chop, 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 chopped. Going to watch an episode of Chopped while you do this, Vicky. Going to watch an episode of Chopped on the Food Network. The Food Network. On the Food Network. How many video games do you think are out there that have ASMR inside of them? Do you think this is one of the few? Or they're actually a lot, maybe? Who knows? For the listeners, for the connoisseurs of ASMR out there, how would you rate this ASMR life so far? How would you rate it? This podcast that we're listening to. Personally, I'll say she has kind of a 360-degree sound thing going on. And I think that's very good. I always give people credit for that. It's hard to come up with that. It's definitely a hard thing to set up. She has like a lot of variety in the sounds. But I think that honestly, there could be more. I think there could be more.
I don't usually like raw celery.
Raw celery.
But I'm gonna try some right now.
Okay.
Just for you.
Oh, thank you. It's just for me. You heard that right? You all heard that. It's just for me, right? If we stop. Oh, it continues to go. Oh, I see we got a little bit of eating and crunching. But see, that's the thing, is like people don't always want to have that. I think the eating crunching thing, it's like scissors. Scissor sounds, they're good. That one's mine. My scissors. Personally, I don't know, I like the sound of these scissors more. They have like they're kind of like worse, but that makes them sound kind of better, I think, a little bit.
I also like to add
What do you like to add?
hard-boiled eggs to my potato salad.
Hard-boiled eggs.
And luckily I had one in my refrigerator.
Hard-boiled eggs. Yes, the time is real time. Yes, it's like we're actually taking a flight. Whoa. Do you see that, everybody? Look at the... Everything is like getting dizzy. Things are getting dizzy. Maybe I should take another pill. I need to take another pill. I need to take a pill. I'm not well. I'm not well. I need help. I need help, everyone. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. We have not even gotten to Massachusetts yet. I wonder if I'm getting sleepy. Do you think this is getting sleepy? Maybe we're taking a little bit of a nap right now. I think maybe we might be taking a nap. Let's go. Oh yes, we're getting tired. We're drifting off, everyone. You can just listen to the sound of the ASMR. Just listen to the sound.
In a few moments, flight attendants will be coming around the cabin with our in-flight service. Snack along with a variety of complimentary soft drinks, juices, and coffee. Beer, wine, and other alcohol.
I hear somebody. I hear the water going. Is that the that's got to be the podcast, right? Oh, there's a... I don't know how... I'm not sure how we can see this, but not anything else. Whoa. Vicky. Hey Vicky. Hey Vicky. Hey Vicky. Did that happen to you too? Did you feel that? Vicky, did you feel that? What happened? Where are we? Oh my goodness. What? We just went forward in time a little bit. We must have taken like a nap. We must have taken like a real a nap or something like that. We just got 27%. 27%. We're almost at Prince Edward Island at the Gulf of St. Lawrence. And they stopped. My podcast stopped. Can't hear my podcast. Gotta put the headphones on. I was listening to that. Vicky, did you turn my
And then I
podcast
season
off?
with salt and pepper.
Salt. Salt, 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 salt. Let's check out some other pages in here while we listen to them. dressing?
Let's give it a try.
What dressing do you put in potato salad? Waited 30 minutes for a plane to pass overhead before snapping this pic. Too bad it ended up out of frame. Hashtag stratosphere. Hashtag facepalm. Way of life. Or maybe time for a home loan. Might it be time for a home loan? These pictures are like the same. That's strange. Look at that. They're like the same picture. Wow, you can take the in-flight magazines. That's so much fun. Vicky, I thought you were making the dressing. It sounds like you are eating the dressing. There's not going to be any left for the party. There's nothing going to be left for the party if you eat all of it, Vicky.
Delicious.
Okay. 9. A treeless biome. Would that be like D-E-S-E-R-T?
In addition
a desert.
to this fantastic
Whoops.
potato salad
I guess
that
we gotta
I'm
get the
making,
pen.
I'm also going to bring a bag of chips.
D.
Let's see how they taste.
E. S. E. R. T. Desert. That one's good. We did that one. Treeless biome. Covered. Oh. Okay, I guess we can't draw on that part. The oldest continuous democracy in Asia. From the Tower of Babel to a marine passage in the Wilhelm Archipelago. The world's shallowest ocean. Modern day Sheba. Cuban musical instrument that's very French. This company can claim to have made the oldest passenger plane still in service. I'm very bad at crossword puzzles. I don't know a lot of trivia. Oh, 27 down.
Once I started eating
A
those
cape
chips,
and a fish.
I didn't want to stop. I better put
I
them
know.
away so I don't eat them all before the picnic.
Vicky, I know how you feel.
I
know how you feel. I like to eat
bought
chips
some
too.
soda to bring.
Soda and
It's a
chips.
hot day today,
Soda
and it'll feel
and
nice
chips.
to have something
Soda
cool and
and
refreshing
chips.
to drink.
Soda and chips. Soda and chips. Call of Duty. Call of Duty. 27 across country with railway lines that can loop the planet twice. I don't know. C-H-I. It could be China. That fits anyway. It certainly would be big enough, I suppose. 24 across would be AD. Would be that would be Common Era, so it would be like CE, I think. Let's check with the 24 down. Switzerland's top level dam. I don't know. I don't know that one. The first internet message, 15. That would be the first internet message, maybe like hi or something like that. One million years. That's
And now the
probably easy
moment
one, right?
we've all been waiting for.
Oh, everybody,
When I
it's the
try
moment we've been
the
waiting for.
special dessert treat.
Close your eyes as she tries the special
Can
dessert
you
treat,
guess
everyone.
what it is?
Let's guess what it is. I think it's a cookie. I think it's going to be a block of wood, and she's going to eat a block of wood and just chomp into it and bite it. I think she's going to bite it, and she's going to have a nice, delicious food that she chomps upon.
Any ideas?
Chocolate. Is it a chocolate? Is it chocolate? Chocolate. Chocolate. Vicky, are you eating chocolate? Are you eating chocolate? Chocolate. 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 Chocolate.
It's a treat from my childhood.
A treat from her childhood.
It's Jello.
Jello. That's.
You know, it actually tastes pretty good.
I do not agree with that. To be honest, Jello is not good. Not good. Alright, is going to bed. Here. Let's trace a message.
I got strawberry flavored.
Did our
Because that seemed like
notebook
the least
change here?
artificial.
Okay. Here, we're gonna put Rye to sleep. Going to write, G. O. O. D. N. I. G. H. T. Good night.
Those are all
Good night.
the things that I bought to take to my picnic. I'm really looking forward
Good.
to getting to
Whoa,
eat
how did
all
that
of
happen?
them again.
Oh my god. Wait, whoa. That's
Thank you
kind
very
of trippy.
much for joining me for this episode of
I think
this
I messed up.
ASMR Life.
Against the grain. Arablas by Yoris Carol.
Completely different.
Husmans.
This
Oh, no, wait.
ASMR Life is produced by Corey Bertelson,
This was a free library book.
narrated by
We just drew in a
Elisa
library book.
Sutherland,
I didn't. I thought this was a
and
notebook. I'm
edited
sorry.
and mixed by Charles Mueller, with music by Elisa Sutherland and Charles Mueller.
Sorry for that. There. I think that's probably that'll make it up. That'll make it up to them. They'll forgive me now. It's over, I guess. This ASMR life is over. The ear of the duck. What is that? I don't like that. That's too loud. It's too loud. I don't want that. No, thank you. Let's go to Little Walkie. No, thank you. What have we got for music? We've got easy listening, uplifting, starred songs. Oh no. Playlist 1. Nafas by Yumna Saba. Full of Stars. Psychic Revival. Hey Vicky, did you like the last picture that I took? Did you like the last? I guess I didn't show it to you. I can show you all done. Vicky, I took a picture. Here, this is what it looks like. I can't show it to her. It's okay. Wow, we're already on the Gulf of St. Louis. Incredible. 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 Okay, I think this is where you can draw. You can draw things here. Would anyone like me to write them a little message in here? You can draw like a little heart. Draw a little heart. Okay, no. Oh, we could do the heart with the wings. There. And some more wings. There we go, a little heart with wings. Wonderful. Do you think that will save the next time we pull this out. Oh my. Drawing in this seems very strange. At least when we do that, it's okay. Where's my 3DS? I don't. Vicky, do you know where my 3DS is? Vicky, where's my 3DS? My 3DS was here before I fell asleep. Vicky, did you take my 3DS? Vicky, did you steal my 3DS? Vicky, got it. Why did you take my 3DS? That's the only way I can play Pokemon Black. I wanted to play Pokemon Black and I can't because you took my 3DS. Vicky. Vicky, why did you take my 3DS? I don't have any way to prove it, but I'm pretty sure that you took my 3DS. Can't believe that you did that. I'm really glad I didn't bring my Switch. Vicky. Vicky, what are you doing? You're gonna pull out a nice game console to play? Are you going to pull a nice clamshell designed 3DS Lite XL? Vicky, I got a very special limited edition 3DS from the year of Luigi. Vicky, you can't find those in stores anymore. Vicky, Vicky, it's very valuable to me, sentimentally. From the year of Luigi. It's from the year of Luigi, Vicky. Do you even remember the year of Luigi? Do you even care about Luigi? Not the way I do. Not the way I do, certainly. It was his year. And look where we are now. Ever since the year of Luigi, we've been on a downward spiral. Because the year of Luigi has ended. Yeah, keep pressing the buttons. Oh, let's read our magazine. How does this work? Kakuro. I've never done a puzzle like this. To me, these are just numbers. I don't know if I understand. Maybe we could look at the answer and it will elucidate something. 9, 7, 7, 6, 16 and 16. I don't know. Is this like Sudoku, but like harder? I know how to do Sudoku. We could do a Sudoku. I used to play Brain Age on my DS. I used to play Brain Age on my DS, and they had a lot of Sudoku in that. You might know that one, Vicky. It's what we had before the 3DS. It was the DS, the dual screen. It was not three-dimensional. That's why it was just the DS. Yeah. Okay. She's looking away. Good. I'm glad. So, what you want to do is we want to get one number in each row. Everyone knows how to play Sudoku, right? I don't have to explain that, right? It's going to be one number in each one. So, like for instance, a 4 is missing from here. So a 4 would go here, or here, or here, or here. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 121, 122, 123, 124, 125, 1 guys. Riley Roses. Riley Roses, welcome. Welcome. Rating with a party of 66 people. Wow. Thank you so much, Riley. Welcome. We're here. We're just relaxing on a plane right now. Quite a lot of excitement here. Hello, Canadians already. Lockdown 1919. Hope you're enjoying this little plane ride to the Bron. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the plane ride. We're doing a little Sudoku on the plane. As you can see, we are heading over to Reykjavik. Over to the Reykjavik. Lockdown asks where we're heading. Reykjavik. We're heading to Reykjavik on a flight. 33% of the way there. Canadians already. Thank you for following. Hello. Hello. So, this is our, that's Vicky. She's, well, we're not talking right now. But, she's okay. She did steal my 3DS, though. And, it's a nighttime flight. It's a nice, I think you can draw your own conclusions about why I'm going there, thank you, Ted. Thank you, Ted, for following. Ted 1800. We're just having a nice little time doing a little bit of Sudoku as Oh, of course, thank you. Thank you so much for rating, Briley. Very nice of you. Oh, and thank you for Lockdown 1919. No lockdown here. Everybody is free to wear no masks here. COVID doesn't exist in this world. Oh, look at this, because we have a 2 here and a 2 here. Oh, very exciting. We have a 2 right here. 2. I have very good penmanship. We're looking at a 1, possibly a 1. I like to write down the number when you can narrow it down to 50%. If you have a 50% shot, so we know there's a 50% shot of this being 1 run. So that will help us if we're making a decision later. If you get too in the weeds with it, it can get a little messy. Things can get a little bit messy. Looking for the first we know 7. It is 7. Oh, there's 7. There's definitely gonna be a 7 right here. This is real time, by the way. Package, I think it's here. I want to say it's there. So this could be 7. There's a baby on this flight, but they've been pretty well behaved. You know, a little bit of crying on the takeoff, but ultimately I'd say that this baby's pretty good. Well behaved baby. I'm willing to give that baby could live. Now, they're not offering any in-flight meals, if you can believe that. If you can believe it, they're not offering any food on this plane. No food on this plane. I'm just grateful that I have some water. You know, and I'm also glad I had some Tic Tacs here. I'm glad I kept some Tic Tacs. Some Tic Tacs that we can have. Delicious, you know, a little bit, you know, just a little snack to keep us limber, to keep the mind sharp as we do Sudoku. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a 7. 6 and a 7. We don't have any 6s or 7s. We don't actually know that yet, I don't think. So I'm not willing to make that a call quite yet. Look around here and find. Let's see. This one should be. I feel like this one could be easily figured out. So we have 3, 2, 5, 7, 6, 1, and 4. 7, 6, 1, and 4. There's a 4 here. There's a 1 here. 7, 6, 1, and 4. So we know this is 7 and then 6, so it's either 1 or 4 right here. It's going to be either 1 or 4 in this spot. In there. So if we can narrow that down, that would be easy. So why don't we just put 1? Break my rule and put a 4 there. There. 1 or 4. I guess you could do it in the other corner, but I'm not. It's very hard to control this pen. It's very hard to control this pen. So it could be 3 or 8, but that's it. 3 or 8. Oh, but it can't be an 8 because there's an 8 right there. So it could be 3. Perfect. It's 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have a 9 right there. 7. Right there. And then it's going to be 9 right here. Nope, I did that the other opposite way. 7. And then, just as I said, it's 9 right there. Perfect. Exactly as I said it. A 9. Exactly as I wrote it. And then we can look at this would have to be a 6. Right. This would be the 6. I happen to know that this movie is not as long as the plane. I think she's been watching it on repeat. And look at the cold stare that Vicky has. I don't know, something's up with her. Something's up with her. I've got my eyes on Vicky. I've got my eyes on Vicky. And also the Sudoku. So we decided this was a 1 or a 4. I think that's what that's. That's the other problem, is you have to make sure you make good notes, otherwise you will get confused as to what you wrote. 3, 5, 6, 8. This one's gonna be an 8 or 9. That's either a 9 here, or an 8 or a 9 here. But there's an 8 right here, so this is gonna be a 9. 9, 9, 9. Speaking of 999, Sudoku was the last boss of 999, the game for the DS. The DS, Vicky. Vicky stole my DS, my 3DS. I had it in my bag, and then I woke up from my nap, and it was gone. I'm pretty sure Vicky stole it. She's the only one who had the opportunity. Alright, we're gonna put an 8 here. Okay, good. Why do you even want a 3DS, Vicky? Everyone plays on the Switch now. I only kept it to play Monster Hunter. Vicky. Vicky. Every Pokemon from every generation I had on there. I was working very hard to transfer them to my new to Sword and Switch. I was working very hard on that, and Vicky doesn't appreciate it, and she doesn't care. It's okay. It's okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 9. 4, 5, and 9 are gonna be here. Yeah. Have any of you ever had something like that stolen from you as a child? I remember I had my Game Boy Color with a Pokemon Yellow stolen as a child. It made me so sad. Two, and 8, 2 and 8. Or 8. Okay. Then we're gonna do that. Some people were even suggesting that I see if Vicky is interested in any kind of romantic thing, but not anymore, folks. Not anymore. That ship has sailed. That plane is taken off, as it is. Definitely not. Good night, Lockdown. Good night, Lockdown. I hope you have a great night. I'll wake you up when we get there. I'll wake you up when we get to Reykjavik. 4. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's a little bit of turbulence. Shh, baby. Shh. It's okay, baby. It's okay, baby. It's okay, baby. It's alright. It's gonna be okay. Gotta put on our headphones. Baby's being a little bit loud. I'm so sorry, baby. I'm so sorry. Try not to listen. It's okay. Okay, baby. It's alright. It's just a little turbulence. It's okay. Sometimes the wind patterns cause the plane to shake, and it can seem scary, but it's okay. Planes can actually shake quite a lot, and it'll be fine. I think that's one of the reasons people get scared when there's like a lot of turbulence, is that they feel like it's like that the plane something must be wrong. But it's actually good that the planes are shaking, because they're not as rigid. If they were that rigid, they would simply come apart. But instead, they have a little bit of give into them. If you could imagine it being like rubber, and bouncing a lot, then the wind, it just bounces off the plane like it's made of jello, like a little jello plane. Gumby. Do people know Gumby? I bet not. I grew up with the age of Gumby, and I barely know who Gumby is, to be honest. And this is a 4. I love that. There's a 4. Look at that 4. That's a great 4. It's really hard to play Sudoku during Turbulence, I suppose. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, you know, one reason why babies actually cry on planes is because the pressure change in the cabin is actually like one of the main things. Is because when you're like taking off and you're landing, there's a pressure change in the cabin, and oftentimes your ears pop. And babies find that very painful or scary because they're not sure what's happening, you know, and there's no way to explain it to a baby. They can't understand air pressure. Okay. So this is going to be an 8, or that's going to be an 8. I'm definitely not going to try to write a little number in the corner. That's going to be volley, for sure. Definitely going to be volley. Gonna be an 8, 2, or 6, 8, 2, or 6 in here. And the 6s are taken here. And we have 8, 2 as the options for that. But this one of these definitely could be 6, and it's not gonna be this one. It's gonna be right here. This is gonna be a 6. Let's go right in, beautiful 6 right up here. 6, 6, 6. 6, 6, 6. That's what I like to see. That baby. What a crying, sad baby that is. It makes you feel sad when a baby cries. You know, I feel like there's like kind of like an instinctual thing where humans feel like baby crying sounds. It's like, oh, I should do something to help. Okay, there's a 9 right there. There's a 9 right there. So there has to be a 9 in this box, but there also has to be a 9 in this line. So it has to be right here. It's the 9 right here. 9 right there. Great. Everyone remember that that's a 9. Everyone remember that that's a 9. 7 and 3 and 4. We're looking at here. We have a 3 here and a 3 here. So that means that could be a 3. Or one of these could be a 3. So we don't know that yet. 7 and 7. And 7. So this can't be a 7. So one of these two is a 7 for sure. This is a 4. I'm glad I put the headphones on. That baby's crying for a long time. Okay, well, we have a 7 there, so this has to be the 7 of the this is not a 4. This has to be something else that's not a 4. Yeah, I do have a 4 right here, but I think this is correct. I think this 4 is correct. So this is probably a different number. Maybe a 9. It could be a 9. Because we need, in these 3 we would need a 9, 6, and a 3. A 9 and a 6 and a 3. And there's a 9 here, and there could be a 9 here, but one of these two is a 9. Okay, one of these two is a 9. And one of these two, oh, and this is the 6 right here, because there's a 6 here, and a 6 there. 6, 6, 6. Great. So then the 3 is here, and the 9 is here, or it's the other way around. And I guess we don't know that yet. We don't know that yet. But that's okay. We learned a lot of information. We learned so much information. I think sometimes the last 2 are the hardest ones to get in a box. So 4, 6, 8, 7, 3, 5, and a 1. We need a 5 and a 1, and we have 1, 1, and we would need 1 here. And a 1 can't be here, so this would probably be, this is the 5. This is going to be the 5. This could be the 1. Put that there. Right. Okay, that's a 5. Everyone can see that. And this is the 1. 5. Beautiful. A beautiful 5 right there. And then we have one thing we could do, I think, is we could listen, we could get some let's listen to some more ASMR life. Just put a little bit of that ASMR on. Look at that little drippy drop. I think I might be getting sleepy. I think we might be getting sleepy a little bit. That's okay. I won't let that stop me from doing this puzzle. I won't let that stop me. I can definitely focus. I can definitely concentrate. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I can go to sleep. Have any of you ever fallen asleep while a baby's crying? I feel like that's not possible. Everything is feeling very dreamlike right now. I feel like it's a very dreamlike place that we're in this world. I'm falling asleep. smoke and taking a drag. We definitely have to turn that VPN on.
All of my potatoes are chopped up,
All the potatoes are chopped up.
and I've put it into a pot of water. The
We
next
put it into a
step
pot of water
is
to boil.
to chop up the raw vegetables that are going to go into the salad. The first is raw red onion.
Okay, first
So
one.
I'm just going to dice that onion and
Red
add it to the bowl.
onion. Okay, I have to write down the recipe. One red onion. Okay. And then where is our? Oh, there it is. Get the pen out. And we're going to make sure that we put it up here. Before we fell asleep. Before we were so rudely interrupted by slumber. Oh, look at that. We wanted an 8. We wanted an 8 in this box. We want a 4 and we want a 3. 8, 4, and a 3. And we said that one of these was a 4, but we didn't know which one. No, because the 4 is right here. So neither of these are one of those is a 9 is the problem. That's what we want to get to. So we're going to look at 3. We're going to look for a 5. And we got 5 here. So yeah, we're not looking for 5. If anything, a 5 would be right here, because 5 here, and 5 here, and 5 here. So it's gonna be 5 right here. 5. Beautiful. Beautiful 5. Beautiful 5. And so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we get a 3 right here then. I'm just gonna put a 3 right there. Is that okay with everybody? We put 3 here. 3 right there. Let's put 3 right there. 2, 3, 4, and 7. I'm gonna look at 4 and we're looking for 7. And we put a 7 right there. So we put the 7 right here. And I need 7. 4. Look at 4. Okay. 4 would be the last one, so we could put it right there. Right there, 4. Look at a 4. Okay. Then we get a 1, 2, 3, and 8. 3 and 8 are the only ones that are left here.
The next step
Oh, okay, I've
is
got to
to
write this
chop
down.
up some raw celery.
Okay.
I think I'll use 3 stalks.
Okay. 3. 3. Raw celery. Okay. Make sure that we write down this recipe.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has illuminated the fasten seatbelt sign. Please remain in your seat with your
Oh,
seatbelt
right.
fastened.
Sorry, I forgot. I have to fasten my seatbelt.
Will go perfectly in my potato salad.
Go perfectly in the
Now
potato
I'm
salad.
going to chop it up into very small pieces.
Okay. Chop it up into the pieces. Chop it up into the pieces. I need a 7. 6 and a 2. We didn't know which one would be. This one is a 3 and a 8. And we don't know which one would go. And this one is... We still have 4. We might be able to narrow it down a little bit. So we need a 2. We need a 2 in here. We need a... Yes, we need a 2. We need a 4. We need an 8. 2, 4, and an 8. That's the 3 that we need. So we need 2 and a 4 and an 8. 4 definitely is in one of this column right here. Actually, wait, if 4 is there and 4 is there, and we need a 4 in here, then 4 would have to be here. Because 4 can't be there. 4 can't be there. 4 is here. 4. So we got a 4 there.
I also like to add hard-boiled eggs to my potato salad.
8. 2 and 8.
And luckily I had one in my refrigerator.
A 2 and an 8. Let's see. Where would we put that? I'll do a little bit of wood there. Oh, I gotta put that down. Gotta put that down. Okay. H. B. E. Y'all know what that means, right? Hard-boiled egg. It's hard-boiled egg, right? Obviously. HBE. That's what it stands for. HBE. Yeah, HBE. Okay, back to the Sudoku. Okay. 9, 8, 7, 6. But we can't have a 6 there. We have a 6 right here. We just put it there. So definitely look, that's going to be the 6 right here. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and that's 2. 2. Okay. So the 2 has to go here then. Right here. This has to be the 2. And this would be the 8. This would be the 8 right here. Right there. Sudoku. Finished it. Okay. There we go. The whole bottom is done now. The whole bottom is complete. 1 and 2 and a 2, 8, and 9 are in here. We have an 8 right here, so this has to be the 8. Right. That's a 2 and 9.
The potatoes have boiled,
Oh, that's great.
and I've added them to the
Oh,
bowl
the 2 would be here.
along with the red onion,
2
celery,
and 9.
and hard-boiled egg.
Celery and
The final
hard-boiled
thing
egg.
to do is to make the dressing for the potato salad.
The dressing. How do we make the dressing?
The first thing
Gotta
is to
put
take
this
some mayonnaise.
mayonnaise. M-A-Y-O. Moxo. Moxo. Gotta get some Moxo right here. Whoops.
I'm gonna add some of this to a bowl.
Oops. Nope, got it. We're good. Why does it keep taking off my headphones? I don't want to take off my headphones. There's a baby crying.
And then I'm going to add some apple cider vinegar.
This is the authentic plane experience for
I season with salt and pepper.
3. 3 would be right here. 3. And this was going to be the 9. And 1 and the 9, yes. That checks out. That checks out. And then we're done. Right. And then we're done. I think we're done. I think we did a Sudoku, everybody. Congratulations. Okay. We need to make sure that we got the salt and pepper.
I added a lot of salt. And now I'm going to mix the dressing together and add it to the potato salad.
Wait, is this dressing just mayonnaise,
Let's
salt,
give
and
it a
pepper?
try.
I didn't miss anything, right? Just mayonnaise and salt and pepper. Is that it? Salt, salt, salt. Pepper, pepper, pepper. Is it just that and mayonnaise? That doesn't really make any sense. I don't know if I would. I don't know if that tracks to me. I'm not sure if that tracks. Ooh, 72 hours in paper. This is a nice picture. It's a very nice picture. Wow. That's funny. I mean, it's not funny that things happen. It's funny that they wrote that, because that is definitely like what a big company would say. Nef on Kak from Amal Bosali. That looks pretty good. Some good
Delicious.
food. That guy's fishing. Look at that fishing guy. He's having a good time.
In addition to this
Just sitting there fishing.
fantastic potato salad that I'm making, I'm also going to
Nice
bring a
fashion.
bag of
I
chips.
like the orange.
Let's see how they taste.
Van Boekel, 1924. It's a very nice picture for something that was taken in 1924. I didn't know that they had access to this kind of technology in photographs. It's very high definition. Oh boy. Look at all those. Look at that. Is that not the most grammable shit ever? Is that not the most grammable shit you've ever seen? Booza. Oh, booze ice cream. Mastica-based ice cream from Hanamitra. Mastica-based ice cream. Mastica-based ice cream. Oh, that's some grammable shit too. That's pretty grammable. Paper cup. Look at that museum. That's a nice museum. We could do a demo. Radio Beirut. I can't see that. Oh, but if I bought their products, then I could see that. That's a good point. I switched my company to Ensol Network Solutions for more flexibility.
Once I started
that
eating
work
those
out?
chips,
It worked out.
I didn't want to stop.
It works out.
I
Great.
better put them away so I don't eat them all before the picnic.
Don't eat every single bit.
I also
Halo, halo, ho.
bought some soda to bring. It's a hot day today, and it'll feel nice to have something cool and refreshing to drink.
A H E L. Do you think this was written by the last person who was here? Damn. Oh, y'all, falafel's great. Falafel's really good. This looks amazing. I'd love some of this. Kiss proof. Well, that's unfortunate. Why would you want to go somewhere that's kiss proof? Then you can't have any kisses there. Manouche, the national pie. Do you know what your national pie is? What is your national pie in your country? If you have wireless headphones, connect them to the entertainment system by pairing them
for when I try this special dessert treat?
I know, I've been waiting for this
Can
moment.
you guess what it is?
I think it was chocolate. Oh, look at all these different places we could go. So we're going to Reykjavik right here. We're going from New York, JFK, to Reykjavik. Reykjavik. That's where we're going. Let's see how far we are. Looks like we're 61% of the way there.
Any
Pretty
ideas?
close. I think it's chocolate. A journey from Earth to Mars can take between 150 to 300 days, depending on the speed of the launch. The alignment of the Earth and Mars. You know, that's a lot shorter than I thought it was. I don't know why I thought it was longer. Like, I just thought it was like years and years that it would take to get there. But 300 days, it's like, that's nothing. That's nothing.
It's a treat from my childhood.
I could have done that during quarantine. What was I doing?
It's
Oh, right. It was Jello. That's right. I thought it was chocolate,
You know,
but it was
actually
Jello.
tastes pretty good.
I don't agree. I dislike Jello. I dislike Jello. I'm not a fan of Jello. I'm sorry to take this political stance, but I find Jello to be a bad taste. Jello.
I got strawberry flavored
I do.
because that seemed like the least artificial.
People put fruit into Jello, and I find that to be horrific. I find that to be a horrific bastardization of fruit. Just eat the fruit, I say. Like, it just actively makes the fruit worse, I think, when you put it inside of Jello. I've seen British people put, like, meat inside of Jello. British people sometimes put meat inside of Jello, or did in the past. I sure hope they've grown out of this horrible trend. I can't imagine anything worse.
Those are all the
Heart of
things that
steel.
I bought to take to my picnic.
You would need a heart of steel
I'm really looking forward
to eat meat Jello.
to
Eat
getting to
Jello.
eat all of them again. Thank you very much for joining.
You're welcome. Oops. I took the things off. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's make sure that we got our... We probably needed and also potato pea. Look how well we can write now. Potatoes. So, for anybody who was following along with that, the ASMR podcast we were listening to there, if you would like to make the potato salad that was recommended in that podcast, these are the ingredients that you would need at home. You would need a red onion, raw celery, one hard-boiled egg, potatoes that you'd boil. Obviously, you need to mash them, and then the mayo, combined with salt and pepper, will make the sauce dressing, I guess, but this is what they called it. And then you would then that's potato salad, baby. Baby, you got a salad going. I started writing at this because I thought it was another notebook, but it actually was a library book, and I felt bad about that. The Florisus de Essentiens, to judge by the various portraits preserved by the Chateau de Lopes, had originally been a family of stalwart troopers and stern cavalrymen, closely arrayed side by side in the old frames, which their broad shoulders filled. They startled one with the fixed gaze of their eyes, their fierce mustaches, and the chests whose deep curves filled the enormous shells of the cuirasses. I wonder how long this is. Seems pretty long. Let's just read the end. Let's find the end of this book. Chapter 4. I mean, it seems like it's going pretty fast, actually. Seems like it's going pretty quickly, to be honest. I wonder how many chapters it could be. You know, chapters, they're not a very good indication of how long something is, because like you could have like 5 chapters in something, or you could have like 30 chapters. Just flipping through the pages. I feel like if this was a more memey game, it would be like the entire script of B-movie in here. It'd be like, oh, here's the entire script of B-movie. Vicky, have you read this one? Vicky, have you read this one? Okay, she feels awkward. I won't press. The nightmares attacked him repeatedly. Here, Chimera pause. There's Chimera in this. Idiom of fluids. Balzac. Under a lowering sky, the damp air, the servants were seized with alarm. Lost no time in calling an unendurable burden. Descendentes shivered deliciously in the passage between those rows of casks, submerged by water, and it seemed to him that the children and their old fat women, during the days following their return, its surface spotted where the hairs had been adorned, but they did not succeed in diverting him. The antipathy he felt was not all among the works of women, that Descendentes, exhorting his sons, smiling reprimands, nevertheless overawed everybody with his powerful talent, and ended abandoning the open road that led to earth from heaven. His prey, his glory, this condition, at once fascinating and ambiguous, exploded like the clangor of noisy bells, and began to suck some of the pieces of ice to overcome the troubled heart. Then, above the hedge which separated the garden below, acknowledged fact, there is scarcely a home of any station. Anything he touched an astrolabe, which rested on a mass of books and bawdy houses. My God, Descendentes claimed. A pack of cards of this disorder offended him, the more when he contrasted it. In fact, when the period in which a man of talent is obliged to live is dull, the rival of Concord, whose temperament was formed of memories, with their audacious ellipses and strange inaccuracies, and he had even risen to an eloquence of hate and insults. The field of morbid psychology had more especially investigating, in which he was found in Vera, which Descendentes considered a little masterpiece. Sparing the aquilary whites, revealed the woman's jewels and heightened her nudity, which succeeds the ended transports and the calmed excitements of the senses. Mayarme jostled in Paris, living in the same period, epoch, and century, but he particularly extracted the ineffable pleasures. The fragments cut and served on the plate of concert, being ignorant of their origins. Beef tea, burgundy wine, yolk of 1 egg. Descendentes locked himself up in his bedroom. Now one perceived in newspapers announcements of the court accused by priests. Ah, far off was the time when Bragadona, queen of France, god of Genesis, and the pale Christ of Golgotha, not going to prove their existence by commanding the cataclysms of yore, by rekindling the flames that once consumed the sinful cities. Was this degradation to continue to flow and cover with its pestilence the old world planted with the seeds of iniquities and shames? The door was suddenly opened. Clean-shaven men appeared, bringing chests and carrying furniture. Then the door closed once more on the servant who was removing the packages of books. Descendentes sank to a chair. I shall be in Paris in 2 days. Well, all is finished. All the waves of the human mediocrity rise to the sky and lose gulf in the refuge with all dams I open. Ah, courage leaves me, my heart breaks. Oh Lord, pity the Christian who doubts. So Sabbath would believe the convict of life, embarking alone in the night under a light sky, no longer illuminated by the consoling beacons of the ancient faith. Leave that there. I did not enjoy that. I did not enjoy that very much. Alright. Who here's good at blackjack? Hit me. Hit me. Okay. 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 Do I win? When do I win? But I want to stay. I want to stay at 21. Stay. I won. Oh, okay. I have to. Okay. Hit me. That's good. I'll stay. I won. I won again. I'm getting rich. I'm rich, baby. Hit me again. I can't stop. Hit me. I can't stop. I can't stop. Oh, I lost. I lost everything. I'm poor now. Damn. I should have definitely cashed out some of my money. So, when we started the flight, I asked who liked to party, and it seems that nobody likes to party here. That's unfortunate. Okay, no, we can't have any service, unfortunately. Oh, we should have turned that on before. That would have been great. When we were doing our Sudoku. Okay. Other side, please. There we go. Okay, we're going to, I don't know. Is there anybody? Oh, I think we should invite, let's see, what side is this? We're in 21A. We're in 21A, so let's invite, yeah. 21C. I'll see if Vicky wants to chat. Okay. C. Nope. Those equals. Okay. C. 21C, invite. The messaging service is disabled or set to do not disturb. Oh, I guess she doesn't want to chat with us. She doesn't want to chat with us. You know, I don't know if you can or not. I'm not sure. What about this guy? Do you think that guy wants to chat? I wonder. Let's see. I think that would probably be like, let's call it 20. 20B. 20B. Okay. They don't want to party. They don't like to party. Who am I gonna give my bag to? I'm gonna give my bag to somebody. Okay. Let's see how we're doing. 65% of the way. That's pretty nice. It's pretty good. Look at that. That whole big place, we're flying right by it. Flying right by it. That's awesome. Iceland. I think we're headed to Iceland. I think we just went by Greenland. This is Greenland, and that's Iceland, I believe. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I could be dumb about that. I could be maybe wrong entirely about that. Okay. Oh, this has just been going, huh? We were playing at this like a while ago. Maybe we could finish this game up. That would require me to know the rules of solitaire better than I do, probably. I think we're playing on easy mode where you can just flip around the deck even if you mess up and go through the whole thing, which that's nice because I definitely don't think I'm good enough to be able to do that the right way. You know, I think supposedly you should be able to complete any game of solitaire, right? Or are there some games that are unfinishable? The baby's very cute when it's not crying. The baby's very cute when it's not crying. Oh, look, we could put that there. And then we could get a 6 out. Let's get the 6 out. I like to make a big stack. I like to get that fat stack, you know what I mean? Get the fat stacks. The fat stacks. Get the fat stacks. Oh, but then we can take this baby out. Get that one right there. Oh, then we get another ace. We get all the aces down. We get all the aces down. This game is over. This game is over. This game is over. We got this. We got this. Easy peasy lemon squeeze. Easy peasy It's okay. It's alright. The stranger is here for you. The stranger is here to help you. I can't say Oh, is that the only card that's in there? Wow, okay. Well, that's nice, I guess. We'd probably be helped by getting the 3 of diamonds, wherever that is. Finding that, wherever that is. We haven't found any 3s at all so far. Get by. We'd also helped if we could move. Maybe if we had the 7 of hearts somewhere. The 7 of hearts somewhere. I mean, that could be the 7 of hearts. But we don't have any other 7 to put it on to. Could also be the 7 of diamonds. I'm actually not sure. Now, so is the rules that you're like supposed to go until you can't find a move, or is it like you just keep going? I'm not really. How does a solitaire do this? How do you do a solitaire? How do you do a solitaire? Folks who are younger out there, have you ever played solitaire? Is that something you do in your life? To be honest, it's like I barely did that, and that was one of the only games on the computer when I was growing up. It's like Spider Solitaire was one of the ones on Windows 2000, I remember. I think that was it, or maybe it was Millennium Edition that they had. A particular feature. The king and the queen, the king and the queen and the jack, the king and the queen and the jack, and the 9 and the 8, and the 7 and the 6 and the 5 and the 4. this red one right there. Right there. So then we would need a black 10 and then the red 9, and then we could complete that sort of ticket. And then we have a king. No reason to put that down. We could just leave that there. And an 8, and an 8. Put that right there. And then we could get these guys. Get these guys right here. And could take the oh yeah, right there. Easily peasily. And we've got the 9 and we've got the 4. I can put the 4 right here. Then we have another red jack. Another red jack. I don't know that we need that unless we have another black queen somewhere. 2 of hearts. We might as well just put that right on there. Then we have a 2 of spades. Might as well put that on there too. And then, oh, black queen. That would be good to get the jack on that. Did we have a red king somewhere? Where was that? Oh, we did. Red king and a black queen. Okay, the red king, then the black queen, and then the red jack, and then the black 10s would go well in both spots here. Spots, both spots. What's it called? Spots. Oh, okay, we could do this. We could go put the 3 up there, and then the 4 up there. And then we could take this red 4, and we could put it over here. And then we could take this, and ignore it for now. We could take this, and then we could, oh, this one, we could do this. Then we just need the ace of spades.
Please direct your attention to the seatback monitors ahead of you, where you
What's
will
that?
be invited to select your meal for today's flight.
We got a meal.
Failure to make a selection in a timely fashion may result in you missing the service.
Okay, we can get a meal. Alright, I'm not gonna mess this up. I do want a meal. Okay. What does everybody want? What does everybody want to eat? Let's see what we have. Hey. Okay, maybe not yet. Okay. I'm ready though. I'm ready to eat. I'm hungry. And I'm ready to eat. Okay, yes. See options. Would you like the grilled chicken breast or the pan-fried fish fillet with roasted potato cubes and peas? The grilled chicken breast comes with roasted broccoli and sautéed mushrooms. What do you think? What do you think, everybody? Just throw up a C in chat for chicken and throw up an F in chat for fish. Get an F in the chat for the fish and a C in the chat for chicken. It's a big choice. It's a big choice we have to make. Possibly the biggest choice that we've had to make so far on this flight. I wonder if that's what Greenland really looks like down there. What do you think? What do you think, Vicky? What are you gonna pick? What are you gonna pick, Vicky? Do you know what you're gonna pick, Vicky? Do you need any help deciding, Vicky? Is there any? Do you have any preferences, Vicky? What are you gonna pick? We're just going for it. I can see the hand. It's hovering over there. Okay, I'm gonna go for the fish. I'm going for the fish. Chronic brain damage. Wait, we said we would not get the fish. We promised we wouldn't get the fish. Okay. We're getting the chicken. I promised I wouldn't get the fish. Okay. Oh, thank you for following it stacks up like that. Stacking it up like that. It's a good feeling. That's a good feeling for sure. Okay. We get a red 8. Definitely want to pop that bad boy down. Pop that bad boy down right there, and we get a 7. We're low on 7s in general, I would say. I want to say pretty low on 7s no matter all across the board. But if we put that there, and we get a 4 down here, oh, then we can start to work on those aces. Spades. We can get those spades up. Okay, get those spades working up. So we might as well just take this and move it over here. Oh, we got a red queen. Got a red queen, and if we moved this, then we'll have access to all the cards, and that can only be a good thing, right? That can only be a good thing. Look at that, we get extra space. We get extra space. We can get get that. We can get that. And we can get us the 6. We can't do that yet. We can't do that yet. Not yet. We need to get the 3 of diamonds somewhere. It should be in the pile here. It should be in the pile here somewhere. I don't know precisely where it is. I don't know precisely where in the pile we're gonna find that. I don't know where we're gonna find that precisely in the pile. It should be here though. I would be very surprised if it wasn't. I don't know where else it could be. Oh, there it is. That old 3 of diamonds. That crazy 3 of diamonds. I think at this point it's a done deal, right? There's no way to lose at this point once you have everything on the board visible. I guess that doesn't make any sense to do that at this point. Could you just clean it up here? And get that up over there. Get this and the jack. Put the jack up there. Get the 7. And get the 5 up right there. And then we get a 6 and a 7. And then we get to the... Do you think that baby is really scared at this point? Do you think this baby really continues to be frightened? Or do you think that the baby is just asking for attention at this point? He just wants everything to be about the baby. Everything's about the baby. What about me? What about my needs? Has anyone ever thought about me and my needs? What I want? No. Okay. Let's see. Let's get a oh, 10, yes, 10. Jack, queen, 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 king, 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 king. That's solitaire, baby. That's solitaire, baby. Look at that. We did it. I'm the ace. I'm an ace. Okay. We did it. That's wonderful. Welcome aboard Atlantic Flight.
Hey everyone, before I begin this week's episode, I've...
Wait, that's loud. I don't want it to be this loud. Is there a volume that we could turn off before we begin this week's episode? Could we maybe not? There we go. About before we begin this week's episode, I'm just gonna skip that part.
standing upside down on the Earth.
Standing
So I
upside down.
really don't understand how that would work on a man-made structure that's
me
smaller
neither.
than a planet.
Okay, we're gonna skip the beginning of this.
In parts of these other stories that you're not the main player in. And I found that really interesting as someone who is, used to playing games where you are the story. Like you.
I am the story. Ear of the duck. What do we have there? 2020. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. Listen to that. That makes me think about things. Makes me think about my feelings. Think about the way that the world is. It's world music. New age. Wow. That's pretty intense. Let's take some pictures. That's the outside.
Hello there.
Oh look, there's a guy.
Hello.
There's a guy. Sorry, I'm sorry. I put it away.
Hello there.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He seems very, like, I don't know. He's moving very strangely. He's got a weird look to his movements. Just like very, like, when he moves his head around, he has like zero expression change. Like Vicky here, like opens her mouth.
Thank you.
She blinks, but this guy, it's just like, just rotates the head. That's it. That's all. This guy, that's all he does. But you know what? I shouldn't judge. Everybody's different. Everybody has different mannerisms. Maybe he likes to party. Maybe he would accept my invitation if I were to send it out. Here, let me take the headphones
Hello.
off. Hello. Sir, I would like a tomato juice. Did you know that tomato juice tastes different on a plane because of the altitude? And that's why people order it on a plane and nowhere else. Because it tastes different because of the altitude. Personally, I still don't like it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad he appreciated that fun fact. I'm glad he appreciated that. Can we draw on this? No, you're right. That would be wrong. That would be wrong to do. Can we take out this bag? No, we can't take that out. Oh, we finished this book already.
Thank you.
Okay, what time is it? Here. What time do we have here on the old? I guess you have to check your phone, right? To check it. So it's currently 4:50 in the morning. 4:50. Okay. Okay. It's Joker gas. Gonna make everybody start chuckling. I want to send everybody. Well, I guess if nobody's in here, we can't send a message to anybody. I guess we could just try. Let's try. Let's try a good number. Let's see. Let's go for 0, 1, 0, 1, and A, 0, 1A, invite. It didn't immediately say no. Maybe they'll say yes. Maybe 1A does like to party. That's exciting. Rejected. Rejected. Okay. They're gonna feel sorry. They're gonna be sorry because 0, 1. They're gonna feel sorry in a minute because 0, 1B is gonna have a great time. That's not a valid seat. What do you mean they don't have a 1B? They don't. Do they not have? How do they do the seats? Oh, maybe it's like the first one in the plane is like just a one-seater, right? Okay, so we could do 0, 2, and then A. 0, 2A. Invite. Okay, there's somebody there. There's somebody there. These are going to be first-class people, too. We're going to be talking with the elites. The top of the top in society. The people who, well, of course they're going to say no. They're, uptight. They're hoity-toity, right? Too good to hang out with, somebody in coach here, But that's okay. I'm hopeful that we're going to have some good luck with 0, 3A, 3A. 3A is going to say yes. 3A will be here. Just you wait. Just you wait. Is there like a seating arrangement? Could we like see perhaps? But one of these people's gonna say yes. One of these people's gonna say yes. I just know it. Okay, how long does it take to reach Mars? Definitely not here. We're gonna get to party with somebody, even if it's just halo. Okay. Got lots of nice pictures. Still a very good outfit. When it's gonna be my turn, I get very nervous when the people are coming around because I'm usually doing something like playing, on my 3DS. Playing on my 3DS, Vicky. But I don't want to be involved in that when the person comes around, right? I don't want to be like not available to speak to them if they want to ask me if I would like a soda or a drink of some kind. So I'm always like, like trying to play, but also like every 2 seconds, like looking up, like looking over here, looking up, like looking over here, and then looking up. And it's not relaxing. It's not a relaxing feeling. Time to have more some. Gotta have my candy. Gotta have my candy. Gotta have my candy. Okay. So, if we can see information about the flight itself, about the flight just gonna look at these pictures of cats to calm down. Just calm down. This one does make me feel pretty calm. It makes me feel pretty calm. I like this face. This is quite cute. Look at that little tongue sticking out. It's got like a little blep, like a blep. Got a little blep, blep, a little blep. I like that little blep. It's a radiant cat. The light reflecting off this cat is gorgeous. It's just, this cat is like, oh, this cat is a god cat. Has a little halo and wings. Halo and wings cat. It makes it look like it's dead, but it's okay. Look at this little cat sleeping. This little sleepy baby. He's got to give him a little pillow. He's got a little pillow now. Sleep on a little pillow. Maybe you can give him some, a little blankie. So he's not cold. A little blankie. It's a little blankie that he could have. I could have just scribbled it instead of like doing X's, but that's okay. Now it looks like he's been in prison for like a month, and he's like just been checking off the days, crossing off the days till he gets out. Prison cat. Prison cat. This guy. This little cat. It's like a statue. He's a statuesque. He's watching us. But because of the lines here, it looks like he's a runner. You know, it looks like he's like getting ready to run. You know, like we've got like there's like the starting line right here. It's like on your marks, get set, and then like it's gonna be like, oh, you're gonna be like jumping over these things, and it's gonna be like, you know, there's like another person who's like like, what is that, like they always have like the one leg down, one leg up, it's kind of like pose, but like this, and then they have like the arms on the ground, like that. They're ready to go, ready to pounce on the, you know, like Usain Bolt. Ready to go. And then you have all this is one of the cutest ones, I thought, when we were going back. Like, this cat is honestly literally a potato. The shape of this cat is literally a potato. This is a potato right here. It's like little spuds on it. That's even one right there. Those potato spuds. Like if you took away the picture of the cat, that's just a potato. That's just a potato right there. Oh, but you look at that. The sun rose. We reached the sunrise. That little thing's been there for like a long time. I don't know if I should be concerned about that, but it seems okay. It seems okay. It's beautiful. What do you think, Vicky? Of the sunrise is here, Vicky. The majesty. Can you look at the majesty for a second instead of just watching? Yes, look at the majesty. What do you think of the majesty? Vicky, what do you think? You're not impressed by the majesty? Okay. I'm gonna... Don't mind me. Let's, what time is it? 5, okay. 5:01. not impressed. I'm also. I'm role playing as someone who can't spell. I'm role playing as someone who can't spell. Definitely didn't do that by accident. Definitely did not do that by accident. It was intentional role play. Now this is like, you want to have like a little like cup of tea. A little cup of tea that he's holding. Steam's coming out of it. He's holding onto the cup of tea right here. There's the cat paw holding onto the cup of tea. And it's got like a little top hat. Got a little top hat that he's wearing. What's he thinking? What is he thinking? This majestic motherfucker. What is he thinking? What's he thinking? Oh wow, it became sepia toned. I don't know why. This guy right here. This guy right here is in a bowling game. It's bowling, so we're gonna make the other bowling pins. Bowling pins. I know these look like bongs, but they're not bongs. This is bowling pins. And here comes that bowling ball. I know you think, oh, is that just the number 3 Dragon Ball? No, that's the bowling ball. It's coming down the lane to strike him down. Alright. Let's get that on. Turn some of these. Drown out that baby sound. Oh yeah. Love to drown out that baby sound. That's okay, yeah, save it. Sepia toned cat. What songs do we have here? Psychic Revival. Am I gonna get in trouble for playing this? You know, I would guess probably yes, so I'm gonna not. Just because I don't want to get in trouble for playing any music. I like the spaghetti coil that seemed to be broken. That's fun. Do you think he's spending a lot of time on that customer right there? Spending a lot of time on that passenger. Do you think there's like a problem or something? It's like, I don't know, you'd think that they would be like, we're actually pretty close to being done here, it looks like, with the flight 80%. Yeah, I just don't know what's taking so long. I would like my chicken. I want my chicken. I would like to eat my chicken. I don't know how to eat the chicken. I'd like to put the chicken in my mouth and consume the chicken. No, I will not leave the worrying to us. The baby in the background. Moby, I'm glad you like the baby. I'm glad you like the baby because I am perhaps getting a little bit nervous that I'm bothering people by having the baby there. I didn't turn it on or anything like that. You know, there isn't a baby option. But I was like, I hope people aren't upset by the baby. It's communicating with the satellite. is sus, pecked, and suspicious. Do you think we could get any more done on the crossword here? Historic Central Asian nomad. Could be the Hun, like Hun, maybe. Face. Now, face, you're gonna need a little bit of, if you have like a place where you think face goes, I might need a little bit of help with that. Oh, Niue is top level domain, I see. So it's possible that it could be, HE, I don't know. Oh, NE. You know, that might, let's do Hun. H. U. N. Hungry. It's for people who are hungry. First country with nationwide online voting in general elections. Well, geez, I don't know that. Well, geez, how are you supposed to know what that is? The world's shallowest ocean. Skyrim. Modern day Sheba. Nope, I got nothing for that. The world's most populated city in 1721 and remains so. The most populated city. A three-letter city. I don't know really any three-letter cities that I can think of, to be honest. TBH. JW Moby would like to raid the Scotch Carb at the end of the raid. Moby, you got it. I'll take a look at Scotch Carb, and then we'll go there at the end of the raid. Or end of the stream. Made of bronze and a sculpture in Cambridge, UK. Made of bronze. Well, there could be a lot of things. There could be a lot of things that are made of bronze in the world, right? This company claimed to have made the oldest passenger plane still in service. The babies. Elma wants to know why the baby's crying. It's because the plane is like Turbulence, and babies get like very sensitive to that, I guess. Okay. Hindu theory and a Palawan Island in the Philippines, 19 down. Let me check my knowledge of islands in the Philippines. Whoa, who just said that? Did you hear somebody? They went like, oh. I heard somebody go like, oh. A city that has been continually inhabited for over 8,000 years despite past and present traumas. 21. Could that be, IST? I was thinking like Istanbul, Constantinople, that SRAE, Israel. That could be Israel, right? Hazrat Shashalal IATA. Well, that to me that means nothing. Okay, 16 is 1 billion years. 16 is 1 billion years. And 2 letters for that. 2 letters for 16 for 1 billion years. I don't know. I'm thinking this might be CE because it says AD, but now we call that because it's be after death, right, of Christ. But now we refer to it as CE, the Common Era. Some people do CE, and you know instead of BC, it would be BCE, which is before Common Era. mostly commonly referred to. Name for that now, a prankster from Brazilian folklore. My knowledge of Brazilian folklore is also lacking. Country with railway lines that can loop the planet twice. Don't know that. Ground floor of the U.S. Capitol building. 28. I'm gonna say that's FLOOR. Yeah, I think that fits right there. Endangered Vanuatuan language. Created the island of Orphalese. 30. VOLCAN. Volcan. A volcan created it. IATA. That means something, but I do not do a lot of crosswords, so I don't know what that means. In a tight ass. In a tight ass. Franz Joseph Strauss. In a tight ass. Hazrat Shashalal. In a tight ass. Damn. Well, good for them. Good for them. Get in that tight ass, I guess. Hydrophobe, millions of years in the making. 11. Oh, right here. I don't know. 3 letters for hydrophobe. Lolo people. Lolo people. Hello, lonely Diego Froggy. Lolo people. Lolo people. Lolo people. I am striking out hard in this crossword puzzle. Geography, history, those are some of my worst topics, to be honest. Ancient city that was once coastal but is now inland. Once coastal but now inland. Again, 2 letters. I don't know. That's a tough one. It seems like we're getting sleepy. Hold on, I'll have another candy. Maybe that'll keep me awake if I have some more candy. Get some more candy. Gotta stay awake. I've gotta stay awake to do the puzzle. Gotta stay awake to do the puzzle. I've gotta stay awake. I've gotta stay awake to do the puzzle. More candy. I need sugar. I need sugar to stay awake. I need to stay awake with the sugar. It's funny, we're falling asleep, but you can still hear the baby. Whoa. What happened? Whoa, my tinnitus is acting up. She seems happy. Look at that. I think we're landing. the like the ears popping sort of thing. Oh, I'm gonna put this back on. I just wanted to look at the window. Look at that. It is foggy out there. Look at that. Like you can see the sun rising over there. Just beyond the horizon. Or maybe that's the reflection of in the plane. I think it's kinda hard probably to see much down there. I see a lot of what looks like to be the ocean. A lot of what looks like to be the ocean. We're almost in Reykjavik. Okay, my ears popped, so I think we're okay now. How's your movie? How's your movie? Vicky? Vicky? Hey Vicky? Vicky? Hey Vicky, could you score me some tomato juice? Vicky? Hey Vicky? Hey Vicky? Hey Vicky? Vicky, could you score me some tomato juice? Just stop poking that guy. He's not gonna respond to you. Stop trying to enter the TV like they do in Persona 4. Vicky. Vicky, grab me a tomato juice. He's not looking. He's been there for 3 hours. Vicky. 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 Hey, Vicky. Vicky, I threw up in this bag. Vicky, I threw up in this bag. Would you like it? You can have that. You can have another candy. You know, I'm almost done with the candy. I'll just finish it off. Finish off my candy. Delicious. No more candy. Sorry, Vicky, I should have offered you some candy. Oh, somebody's pissed. Somebody's grumpy. Somebody's like, ah, damn, I just want to get to Reykjavik already. It's 11 in the morning. It looks like I've got 18 miles to go. Now, when we left, it wasn't real time, but I think because we fell asleep a couple times, it kind of skipped ahead. So even though right now it is, let's see, it's 12:30 right now, so it would be 3:30 in New York. It says that the time at origin is actually 6, so we went ahead 2.5 hours, it looks like. Other than that, this has been a completely 100% realistic flight path from New York to Reykjavik. I mean, because we've been going for 3.5 hours, so I guess they skipped ahead a couple times, but that's about it. That's pretty neat. I got my tray table down, ready for my chicken dinner that I ordered, ready for the chicken dinner that they said I could have. And look at that. Chicken breast, chicken breast. Chicken breast, chicken breast. I would like my chicken breast. I would like my chicken breast, please. Vicky. Hey Vicky, what'd you order? Hey Vicky, what'd you order? Did you get the fish or the chicken? Vicky, did you get the fish or the chicken? Vicky, I was thinking about getting the fish, but then I got the chicken instead. It's 6 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock. Okay. 6 o'clock. Okay. Okay, I don't think she noticed. Did anybody respond to our requests? Did anybody respond to our requests here? I think we had. I think we could try. Let's try 29 and A 29A invite 29A 29A. They're pretty close by, so like they could party with us. Okay. People on this flight suck. What is that? What does this do? What does this thing do? Interesting. Go back. Oh, we should have tried that earlier.
Right, cabin crew prepared for landing.
Tray tables are down. Try and stop me. Try and stop me. I won't. I'm not gonna secure my stuff. I'm gonna take my seatbelt off. It's 6 in the morning. Baby's cranky. 6 in the morning. Baby's cranky. Hasn't had a chicken dinner. And he's gonna be misbehaving. 6 in the morning. Baby's gonna cause trouble. 6 in the morning. Baby didn't sleep last night. 6 in the morning. Baby is floating a bag of barf in the air. Actually, it looks like. This would be truly the most maddening thing to have happen. If you were sitting behind me, I would literally dislike this person quite a lot. I would literally dislike this person strongly if they were to do that. Oh, look, hey, there it is. There's Reykjavik. There's the Reykjavik right there. The beautiful. There's a town. There's a town right there. There's a Reykjavik town. There's like a little radio tower. Oh. Baby's crying. Tiago Lorenzo. Hello, Tiago. Okay. It looks like our body has become submerged into the chair. I don't think that's how bodies work normally. I don't think this is how it's supposed to be. I don't think it's supposed to be like that. Do you think it's because we didn't have our tray table down? We had our tray table down.
For your
It's supposed to
safety
be
and
up.
comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign. This will indicate that we have parked at the
It's
gate
open
and
already.
that it is
I
safe
took
for
it
you to
off
get
already.
up. Cellular phones may be used now.
Oh boy. Okay, wait, hold on. Gotta use that phone. We gotta use that phone. No service. Come on, we got service. I didn't know we had a cell. We had, look at that, we had a flashlight the whole time. That's awesome. Okay, I don't have any service. Oh look, it's credits. Credits are happening on the screen. Oh, Bennett Audio is in this. That's funny. Which one is Vicky? Oh, the babies had names too. Ward McCarthy, Betsy Kenny, Charlie Bradley, Bethany Schwartz, Kyle Vincent, Dennis Chinners, Jillian McCullough, AMC Games. I didn't know that.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Keflavik International Airport.
Thank you.
Right now, it's about 11 o'clock.
Okay, 11 o'clock in the morning.
On behalf of myself and the rest of our hardworking crew, would like to thank you for choosing Pan Atlantic on your trip today.
Thank you.
We know you have a choice of carriers,
I don't.
and we appreciate you choosing Pan Atlantic today. We'd love to see you on board again soon. In the meantime, have a wonderful stay.
What are you touching, Vicky? What? This is credits. You can't touch anything with that. So, Tiago, you're asking what the game is about. Just taking this flight is the entire game. This is the whole game. Oh, they had different languages. That's pretty cool. Thank you, Nicole. And Cobra. And Tony Pizza. Damn, I wish my name was Tony Pizza. Can you imagine how cool I would be if I was Tony Pizza? Intelligame. This ASMR Live, Elisa Sutherland and Charles Miller. That's who did the ASMR podcast in this. If you wanted to know, if you liked that. Cats. Captain, Maple, Oliver, Biscuit, Mordor. One of the cats was named Mordor. I'm putting this over Vicky's face. That's what I think of her. Josette Kali. Rain Kim. I'm just reading random names. Paulo Salcedo. Timson. Thank you for giving us a flight. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Daytime. Okay. Do you think that do you think that we'll get off, or do you think that we just have to like decide that we're done? Still have no service. And we never got a chicken. We never got the chicken. He's still the service. said, hey,